Tucked between Switzerland and Austria, the Principality of Liechtenstein is a small but prosperous nation that hardly appears on the map. Liechtenstein? I've heard of this country before.
And then you just go. It looks like Rupert's cousin from Liechtenstein.
In 1719, the Holy Roman Empire established the Principality of Liechtenstein within its borders. In 1806, when Napoleon and the French dissolved the Holy Roman Empire, Liechtenstein became a sovereign nation, a part of Napoleon's Rhine Confederation. After the Rhine Confederation dissolved, Liechtenstein's sovereignty was in danger.
Danger is my business.
So Liechtenstein joined the German Confederation in order to gain influence and allies. After the Austro-Prussia War, the German Confederation dissolved, once again leaving Liechtenstein vulnerable. Liechtenstein then declared a neutral foreign policy, which kept them as far from the two world wars as possible. Liechtenstein's only scars after the wars were economic embargoes after World War I and loss of family lands after World War II. The embargoes after World War I did have a good side, as they led to a strong alliance with the Swiss economy. Liechtenstein was surrounded by a broken and tired world that looked to socialism and communism as the way of the future. As the rest of the world took a hands-on approach to economics, Liechtenstein took a hands-off approach by emphasizing free market principles. Ever since, Liechtenstein's influence and living standards have increased. As for its people, Liechtenstein has the fourth smallest population of any nation in the world, at roughly 37,000 people. That's less than Hillsdale County, and if it ever came to war, it would only take a capacity crowd at a Central Michigan football game to outman them. The official language of Liechtenstein is German, and while Liechtenstein has no official religion, its people are predominantly Roman Catholic. The Principality of Liechtenstein is a constitutional hereditary monarchy on a democratic and parliamentary basis. This means that the government strikes a balance of power between its people and the prince. Parliament is an elected body representing the interests of the people. Liechtensteiners also vote on whatever parliament passes. Liechtenstein's constitution establishes a constitutional monarch as head of state. As a constitutional monarch, his powers are held in check by the Liechtenstein Constitution. Liechtenstein's government takes great pride in its governmental transparency, as well as its strict adherence to private property rights. For centuries, Liechtenstein relied heavily on agriculture to support its economy. But agriculture struggled to deliver higher standards of living. In order to grow its economy, Liechtenstein sought comparative advantages over its neighboring countries, and found one in economic freedom. Liechtenstein and Switzerland signed the Customs Treaty in 1919, which gave both countries one mutual economic area. As a result, Liechtenstein adopted the Swiss franc as its national currency and began to share economic philosophies with Switzerland in order to foster free and open international trade. After World War II, when the world began transitioning towards socialism and mixed markets, Liechtenstein began to enforce property rights, limit government regulation, and decrease taxes. From then until today, Liechtenstein has redefined itself as an export-oriented industrial society with a strong financial services sector. Having reduced its average tariff rate to 0% over time, Liechtenstein has become a major supporter of international trade, and is now a member of the European Free Trade Association, the European Economic Area, and the World Trade Organization. Thanks to low tax rates and limited government regulation, Liechtenstein's economy continues to prosper in spite of limited natural resources. Liechtenstein attracts a lot of commerce, boasting Europe's lowest business tax and a low corporate tax rate, which only ever reaches 12.5%. Today, Liechtenstein has more registered companies than citizens.
No way.
With so many companies producing so many goods, exports are its primary source of GDP. Liechtenstein's real GDP stands at $4.13 billion.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!
With a real GDP per capita of $115,262.
21 gigawatts!
Liechtenstein's real growth rate stands at 1.8% today, low for its standards. Over the past several years, Liechtenstein's real GDP per capita has been among the top 5 in the world. Liechtenstein also boasts one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world, which is estimated around 1.5%.
That's amazing.
Liechtenstein's industrial sector is comprised of electronics, textiles, precision instruments, metal manufacturing, power tools, anchor bolts, calculators, pharmaceuticals, food products, and false teeth. Additionally, tourism accounts for a sizable portion of the nation's economy. Liechtenstein's national currency, the Swiss franc, is a strong currency, and the exchange rate stands at 1 Swiss franc equaling 1.04 US dollars.
Good for you.
The highest inflation rate in Liechtenstein's history was a manageable 6.53%. Liechtenstein vaunts an average tariff rate of 0%, which encourages free trade between Liechtenstein and other nations, such as its best trading partners, Switzerland, Germany, and the United States. Now, as for its future prospects. Liechtenstein has trended towards market facilitation and political stability over the past 100 years, and there are no signs that this trend should be undermined. Liechtenstein has found economic success and political stability by liberating markets and enabling trade instead of meddling in all affairs foreign and domestic. As long as Liechtenstein continues to hold a comparative advantage in economic freedom, its economy will continue to grow. There is a profound lesson to be learned from this tiny nation of Liechtenstein, and this lesson ought to be imitated the world over. Thank you.